Hello everyone, yet again, welcome to the Just Manutd Football channel, the number one Manutd fans channel, a voice of Manutd thoughts, opinions, and contents. So basically today, yet again, I'm back. I'm back with more. So today I want to go a little bit light on the Manutd's best possible 11 throughout the season. What is the most possible or the best possible 11 we can come up with? So basically today, allow me share with that. You can also drop in your lineups who you think will be in the first 11, because as of now, after 3 matches into the season, we haven't seen that solid mandated first 11. We are yet to see who is playing regularly. We have some questions in some areas. So to me, this is my 11, my possible 11 of my 2025-2026. So in my best possible Manutd 11, I have considered the 3-4-3 formation, because we know it is obvious. It is Amorim's philosophy. He favors that formation. He said it himself. It is either that formation or not. He even said that if a day comes and he will feel like he will change, he will change. But before he hasn't changed, I even am considering him to be considering a back three, and therefore formation of 3-4-3. So let me digest and break down my best possible 11 players possible for Manutd ahead of this season we are in. So in goal, we know that we have the likes of Andre Onana, Atai Bendia, and St. Lemons, who has just been brought in. So to me, I think short term, in the next 5 to 10 matches, I strongly believe it will be Bendia will still be in goal, and then the St. Lemons will also integrate into the team. So long term, over first 11, I'm going for St. Lemons. Why? We've gotten over the recent games, we've been punished due to goalkeeper errors. Since St. Lemons is a good shot stopper, I think he will get his chance, because I strongly believe the likes of Onana, when given a chance, or Bendia, they will still do some errors here and there. Many we've considered goals coming from crosses and corners. So I think since St. Lemons is better at claiming crosses, okay, and is good at short stopping crosses, I think he will be given a chance in the near future, but not immediately. So my long-term goal, my best possible goalkeeper is St. Lemons in goal. Then if we go to the right center back, I go for, or I choose the Leniolo. We've seen Leniolo is good on the ball, is calm, and to me I think even his ability to shift or drift into the midfield at times gives him an edge ahead of his fellows to be at the right center back. Of all the games he has played in so far, he has been so good. He has played decently. He has had some good games. So to me, I still consider him in the right center back position. I go for Leniolo. Then at the central center back, I go for Delete. Of course, we know his strength, mainly in terms of his leadership skills, and his strength in duos gives him an edge against Harry Maguire, and his ability to read the game, and of course also his calmness on the ball. He's calm on the ball, therefore, and calmness on the ball is a good aspect for teams that build from the back. So I go for Matthias De Ligt on the center back position. And then next to the left center back, I am a bit not convinced or sure. I have Shaw or Lindelof. No, not Lindelof. Lisandro Martinez. But we know both of them. They have they have injury concerns. So to me, I think when Shaw is okay, and the game really uh, requires composure, I would go with the Shaw. But again, even Lisandro Martinez, we know he's purely aggressive. Yeah, he brings that aggression and leadership into the team, and even his ball passing, calmness on the ball, and his like those trickery on passing. So if both of them are fine and not injured, it would cause a headache to Amorim who to bring in first. But me, I will always go for Lisandro Martinez because of his aggressiveness and leadership. But again, remember, even Luke Shaw himself is good at making the overlapping runs, which are very critical and crucial in a system of 3-4-3. So basically, that is it. And then at the right wing back, I go with of course, Ahmad Diallo, because basing on what you've seen of recent, Ahmad Diallo, he offers extra threat in attacking what times or in times of attacks, because he offers that like speed, that drifting to the midfield, the dribbling, the creativity. So basically, I go for Ahmad. Though when playing against Big Six, don't be shocked. We shall always see a Dalot or a Mazari in there, playing against teams with good or with brilliant wingers. Don't be shocked if they have considered, or if Amorim considers Dalot or Nasser Mazarawi. Then in the central park attacking midfield, of course, is obvious. Bruno Fernandes undroppable, based on his vision, his creativity, his pressing, his leadership. So we can't really go minus Fernandes in the first 11. And we've seen for the past few 2 to 3 years or 4 years, he has been one of our best players. So we can't, and 2 is our captain, so we can't drop him out of the 11. Then someone to pair up with Bruno in that midfield too. Really, it brings havoc and headache and the confusion, because look at this aspect. Casemiro is aging. You can't consider him to play game in, game out. So he'll be playing, but sparingly. Maino, partnering him with Fernandes, really, it leaves us kind of exposed. So though it can happen in some games or in some matches, but you don't see it as a permanent like partnership or pair up of Maino and Fernandes. Then look at Ugarte and Fernandes. It is also possible, but again, this time round, I don't know what has happened to Ugarte. So far, this season is more or less of a liability. He hasn't really gotten his A game out, and we hope he gets better. But really, that's why we have a concern. We can't okay, let it be you or me or anyone. We can't really bring out like a permanent or a distinctive midfielders of the two midfielders, because you see, Maino Fernandes is tricky. The leave us exposed. Casemiro Fernandes, it can't happen always, game in, week out, because of Casemiro's age. Ugarte Fernandes, it is really also challenging because of Ugate's being on form or being on off form. Then look at Maino and Ugarte, it is more a bit, because you can't drop Fernandes out of the 11 unless he is pushed forward. That means they have to sacrifice Mbomo or Cunha. So really, our midfield too is really challenging. But for me, I've gone with the Maino and Fernandes. So it is risky, but that is it for me. Maino and Fernandes. Then on the left wing back, of course, it is so obvious, though Patrick Dogu still has more to learn, more to improve on his game, but due to his energetic, due to him being so energetic and being so explosive, it gives him an edge because he can stretch defenders, he can make those overlapping runs, which are really so needed and so crucial in a system of a 3-4-3 system. So basically, I go for Patrick Dogu as the lefty wing back. Then, of course, at the front three, right winger, Brian Mbomo. Of course, we know Brian Mbomo, his pace, his ability to cut back on the left, because when he's on the right and he has that habit of cutting back on the left, and that makes him more dangerous. Because he can either drop in a cross or whoop in a shot. So basically, when playing on the right, it is his best position in terms of if you see our best possible 11. And of course, he is also good. He's also a hard worker off the ball. Yes, he can track defenders. He can press. So basically, I go for Brian Mbomo at the right wing. Then on the left wing, of course, Matthias Cunha, because of his directness, his physicality, his ability to drop deep and look for the ball, and his attacking threat generally gives him an edge, and of course his combination with the players he plays with. And we've seen so far this season how he has been dangerous, though he has been unfortunate, but he's a real threat when he's playing up front there. So I go for Matthias Cunha at the lefty wing. Then at the central point, I go at the striker position. Sesko, we hope he gets to his best, because since he was brought on, he hasn't played full 90 minutes of the Premier League game. He has been always just being given some minutes here and there. But we know that according to Amorim's plan, Sesko will be the focal point. Sesko will be the main man. Why? Because of his physicality, his directness, his aerial threat. He's so athletic, he's energetic, good in aerial balls. Basically, all day long, I go with Sesko, with Benjamin Sesko as my 9. So remember, basically that is it. Sendeman's in goal, then Yoro at right center back, Delete at central center back, Shaw or Sandro Martinez, but I take mainly Sandro Martinez at the left center back. In the midfield, right center back Amad Diallo, right wing back Amad Diallo, then Bruno Fernandes attacking midfield, and then Maino as the second midfielder in there. That is challenging, and all partnerships in the midfield all have concerns, but I go with Fernandes and Maino, because we've seen Maino is hungry to get game time, because he's looking ahead of World Cup, and I think he has to be considered. But Bruno Fernandes, he cannot be dropped. But of course, Casemiro, he is aging. You can't count on him game in, week out. Then Patrick Dogu, lefty wing back. Then the front three, right winger Brian Mbomo, central left winger Matthias Cunha, and lastly Benjamin Sesko as the central striker. So guys, that is it for me. Drop in your best possible 11 for Man United. Tell me why you choose the player you choose in what position. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to receive more of this. Stick around. See you around. Peace.